And most of them believe not in Allah except that they attribute partners unto Him. They believe in Tawheed alone, and this does not suffice. One must believe in Tawheed, that no one deserves to be given worship except Allah, the Mighty and Sublime. Ul means servitude. This is the point of difference between the nation and the messengers. Many of the nations admit that Allah is the creator, the enricher, and that they acknowledge Tawheed, but join partners with Allah in Tawheed. So they give worship to others along with Allah, devote slaughtering to it, swear unto it, seek help from it, whether the partner joined with Allah is an idol or tree or stone or grave or jinn or a person. It is shirk, joining partners with Allah regarding Tawheed. It occurred similarly in the later times after Al-Quran, the purified times, Mufaddala, the purified times, that some reject Tawheed. Amongst the deviant sects from the Jahmites and those who follow in their footsteps, they reject Allah's name and His attributes. They are the followers of He is astray and leads astray, the leader of the Jahmites. He died at the time of the younger. He invented great evil and was a head in the denial of the names of attributes of Allah. He was killed in the 128 AH by Salm. One of the divine sects. Some of them reject the names of Allah and the attributes. Some affirm the names and reject the attributes, and some reject some of the attributes. They are all alike. One must believe in the names of Allah and His attributes, as have been reported by many amongst the pious predecessors. The position of the pious predecessors is that they describe Allah with what He has described Himself with, and what His messenger has described Him with, without tahrif, distortion, or ta'til, rejection, and without takyif, saying how, or ta'til, likening. Thus, whosoever rejects the names and attributes or any one of it knowingly does not truly believe in Allah, because he has rejected an aspect of Tawheed, except he is excused for ignorance or blind following or interpretation. Such will be a misguided one and not a kafir. The second pillar, belief in the angels. You should believe that there are one of the creatures of Allah and His soldiers. Allah created them from light, as is contained in the Hadith. The angels were created from light, the jinn were created from smokeless flame of fire, and Adam from what was described to you. Malaika, the angels, is the plural of the word malak, an angel, which is rasul, messenger, because the angels are messengers from Allah, the Mighty and Sublime. To His creatures, Allah the Exalted says, Allah chooses messengers from angels and from men, and they are in groups, with each group having its specific duty assigned to it by Allah. Hence, Gabriel is assigned with revelation. Michael is assigned with the rain and vegetation. Israfil is assigned with blowing into the horn. Amongst them also is the Malak al-Maut, assigned with taking souls, and some of them are assigned with the fetuses in the wombs of mothers. It blows life into it and is ordered with 4 words, which it will write. Some of them are assigned to take record of the deeds of the children of Adam, as in His saying, but verily over you are appointed angels in charge of mankind, to watch you. Kiraman, honorable Kitabin, writing down your deeds. They know all that you do. That Prophet said, "Who is this, O Gabriel?" He said, "This is Israfil. Allah created him on the day he created him. On the day he created him. He does not raise his glance. Between him and the Lord is 70 lights. If he comes near any one of them, he will burn up." Is in his control. So when Allah, the Mighty and Sublime, approves anything in the heaven or in the earth, the Law ascends, taps his forehead, and he looks. If it is from my duties, he orders me to do it. And if it is from the duties of Mikael, he orders him to do it. And if it is from the duties of Malak al-Maut, he orders him to do it. So I said, "O Gabriel, what is your duty?" He said, "In charge of the wind and the soldiers." I said, "What is the duty of Mikael?" He said, "In charge of the vegetation and rain." I said, "What is the duty of the Malak al-Maut?" He said, "In charge of taking lives." As contained in the Hadith collected by Bukhari. The Prophet said, "Certainly the bringing to being of each of you in the womb of his mother lasts 40 days, as mixed semen drops. Then he becomes alaka, as a piece of clotted blood, for a similar period, and then it becomes mudra, a little lump of flesh, for a similar period. Thereafter the angel is sent to it. He blows life into it, and is ordered with 4 words: the writing of its wealth, lifespan, work, and whether it will be a successful one or wretched. So the angels have duties to which they are assigned, and which they carry out, and they are from the soldiers of Allah and the unseen world. We do not see them, but we believe in their existence, and their actions mentioned by Allah, the Mighty and Sublime, that they implement them following his orders. Glorious is he and exalted. The matter is not as opined by those who are astray. Regarding the angels, some of them, the people, take some of them, the angels, for enemies, like the Jews. They take a Gabriel for an enemy, and they say, "Gabriel is our enemy." If it were other than Gabriel that descended upon Muhammad, we would have believed in him. But since the one that descended upon him was Gabriel, we will not believe in him, because Gabriel is our enemy. Allah the Most High said, "Say, O Muhammad, whoever is an enemy to Gabriel, let him die in his fury. For indeed he has brought this Quran down to your heart by Allah's permission, confirming what came before it, the Torah and the Injil, and guidance and glad tidings for the believers. Whoever is an enemy to Allah, his angels, his messenger, Gabriel, and Michael, then verily Allah is an enemy to the disbelievers." There are also from the Shia those who take Gabriel for an enemy, being influenced by the Jews. So they say the message was meant for Ali, but Gabriel was treacherous and gave it to Muhammad. Their poet would say the trustworthy was treacherous, so he took it away from the lion. There are some of the people, particularly the polytheists, who say the angels are the daughters of Allah. Glorious is Allah above what they say. Allah the Exalted says, and they make the angels, who themselves are slaves to the most beneficent Allah, females. Oh, has he, Allah, only daughters, and you have sons? And when the news of the birth of a female child is brought to any of them, his face becomes dark, and he is filled with inward grief. Then he said, "They assign to Allah that which they dislike. for themselves, and their tongues assert the falsehood, that the better things will be theirs. The Exalted said,